trenches. Ask a nigga what he benching. Triple digits, nigga, don't forget to mention. Whole hard in the trenches. Ask a nigga what he benching. Triple digits, nigga, don't forget to mention. Don't forget I got memories, dead stain the whole room if I let them bleed. Shit was dark, I let this little light of
Let's go ahead and get into this thing. Welcome back to another episode of the Trap or Die podcast. First and foremost, let's get the administrative things out the way. We got to get that in order. If you are watching on Twitch and you are not following, make sure you do follow, man. This is a followers only chat. We do appreciate everybody who checks in, who clicks the links, who clicks the shows, the channel, and all that stuff. But if you want to contribute, man, we appreciate the follow. But you can always be a part of the conversation. Just make sure you are following YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you like the content, same thing. Make sure you are following. Hit a like button on the video as well if you like the content, things like that. So you're supporting that type of way. Podcast. If you are watching or listening on the podcast, man, and you like the content, same thing. Give us a little 5-star review. You know what I'm saying? No 1 stars, cause I come and find you. You know we don't do that over here. No 1 star, shorty. But yeah, give a rate and review. Takes 5 seconds to do, man. So we truly appreciate it. Everybody that's tuning in, reminder, we will be doing a giveaway. I made my mind. We're going to do an Amazon giveaway next week. So make sure you are around because I'm giving away to the subscribers, man, the supporters, the daily returners and things like that. Those who actually show love and show support, man, I'm giving back to y'all because y'all make this show pretty incredible, man. So I appreciate y'all, whether y'all are watching and commenting or just also subscribe to, showing your support in that manner. So just be mindful. Next week is the giveaway. We're gonna go ahead and take care of the people who take care of the show. Okay. I'm going to put the number in the chat. 443-242-4479. 443-242-4479. This is for you all if you want to call in. Again, we're taking calls off the rip. I'm going to go through my rundown. If y'all want to call in, get anything off your chest, man, the floor is yours. The floor is yours, man. We'll probably be on here for about 20, 25 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes, depending on how much we got to talk about. But the floor is you all's. Here is the number in the chat. You all can call in right now. Run on Sunday. Appreciate the follow. If you're checking in for Washington, man, talk to me. Hey, Brandon, appreciate you checking in. Talk to me. What was y'all takeaway from the game? I know it's not going to be pretty, but talk it out. You don't want to call in, talk it out. Let the people know how you feeling right now. All right. So as we're getting settled in, what's going on, y'all? This is Jamal, man. And listen, this is just a reminder. If you do appreciate the content, if you do enjoy the discussions, if you enjoy the videos, all that good stuff, man, hit that subscription button. We truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it, man. We're just trying to grow out here, and support goes a long way. It's as simple as hitting that subscribe and that like button. Comment if you wish, man. Truly appreciate it. I ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead and get back to the show. See you later. For those who don't know, Washington lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 31-13. After having a halftime lead of 13-10. Washington finishes. Let's go through the team stats overall. Oh Lord Jesus. Washington finishes the game allowing 499 yards. Let's just say 500 yards to the Kansas City Chiefs. 31 points. And where were they? 11 of 17 on third down. Well over the 50% margin. And Kansas City holds true to their number one third down offense in the NFL. They allowed 109 rushing yards, 390 passing yards, 3 of 4 in the red zone for the Kansas City Chiefs. Washington, a team that we talked about needed to convert in the red zone when they had those opportunities because they were going to get those opportunities. Go 0 for 0 in the red zone. They have no red zone attempts. Washington, forces 3 turnovers for the Kansas City Chiefs in the first half, all in the second quarter, and amounts to 7 points or 3 points for Washington in that instance. And then Washington obviously finishes with 2 turnovers on their side. Again, for Washington, 7 of 14 on third down for their offense, 50%, much better than their overall statistical rank. Albeit it means nothing. 276 offensive yards, 4.8 yards per play. And Taylor Heineke goes for, let me go ahead and switch to the box play now. Taylor Heineke goes for 24 of 39, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. J.D. McKissic, the leading rusher, 8 carries, 45 yards. Antonio Gibson, 10 carries, 44 yards. And then the leading receiver, again, J.D. McKissic, 8 receptions, 65 yards. For the Kansas City Chiefs offense, Travis Kelce, 8 receptions, 99 yards, 11 targets. Ladies and gentlemen, those who are checking in right now, let me get your thoughts and comments on the Washington football team, how they played today. If you don't want to call in, that's perfectly fine. Let's get your thoughts in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Make sure you are following because it says a followers only chat and things like that. The number 443-242-4479. It is in the comment section right now. You can call in. We're taking calls at any moment. You don't have to wait or anything. I'm taking calls off the top. So yeah, 443-242-4479. All right, so we're here. Oh, well, let me get into Terry McLaurin. Sorry, 4 catches, 28 yards, 8 targets. And I think we are good. The leading tackler on defense, surprisingly, Jamin Davis. Surprisingly in the sense that we probably wouldn't have expected that coming into the game. But Jamin Davis and Cole Holcomb are 11 tackles and 10 tackles respectively for the defense. And obviously, Bobby McCain and Kendall Fuller forcing 2 turnovers for Washington. Interceptions, things like that. All right, so we got the stats out of the way. Let's talk about this goddamn game, man. The storyline for me, and I wrote this down in my notes. The storyline for me is simple, man. Washington made it respectful enough to believe there was a fight in the first half, but in reality, the Kansas City Chiefs just kept getting in their own way. The quote-unquote get-right team narrative continues to hold true for Washington. Again, for those who don't understand, while I put the notes in my phone too for this one. While Washington, where is it at? While Washington was holding Kansas City to just 10 points offensively, at some point in the first half, that was true, but Kansas City they were still averaging 8 yards a carry or 8 yards a play in the first half, and Washington was averaging just 5. At the end of the game, like I said, Washington ended up with 4 yards per play. So for a team that was holding or limiting Kansas City in the points category, it was a matter of time. If the offense for Washington could not get things going and could not get things flowing, it was just a matter of time until Kansas City exploded. And what did we see in the second half of the game? A team that allowed 21 unanswered points, 21 of all numbers, 21 in remembrance of Sean Taylor, the day where he got his jersey retired, the day where he had the road named after him in Washington and Landover. We give up 21 unanswered to lose the game 31-13. I think the biggest story here, everybody, is the fact that the offense sputtered so much. There wasn't any drastic changes that the Chiefs made for their defense this week. We know that Daniel Sorensen essentially got benched heading into the game, their safety, but that meant little, especially given the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs struggled in coverage mightily. It didn't matter if Daniel Sorensen was there or not. But secondly, the Kansas City Chiefs struggled as a tackling unit. It was never that good. So for Washington to struggle as bad as they did on the offensive side of the football, it kind of shows two things: how unproductive they can be against any type of unit defensively. Remember, they were only the 20th best unit in yards per game heading into this game. They scored points, but they wasn't moving the ball that much. So they caught themselves in trouble at the wrong times. Washington couldn't really stay on the field on after third downs on the second half of the game. There was a lot of things that's going wrong for Washington. So that's kind of where we are on that side. For Kansas City's offense, I'm over here checking my notes. Patrick Mahomes, 138 yards in the first quarter. First quarter, by the way, these are my notes I'm reading. So 138 yards in the first quarter. Again, 8 yards per play, by the end of the first half, Patrick Mahomes had 222 yards in the air. Obviously, the 2 turnovers were a killer, but at the same time, an offense that could move the ball whenever they wanted. It was just a matter of time until they started catching passes and they started essentially getting in sync. Unrevised, Brandon said, our only touchdown was on a blown coverage, which was the case. Taylor Heineke connects downfield to Ricky Seals-Jones on a nice little pump fake for Taylor Heineke, but it wasn't enough, obviously, as we know that the 1 touchdown we all know wasn't going to be able to cover. So let's get into Taylor Heineke right quick for a brief second, because obviously the bad starts with the entire offense. Scott Turner as well. I don't understand. Now, Taylor went, let's look at it again. Taylor went 24 of 39. 24 completions, 182 yards. What exactly does that mean? Obviously, the coverage was kind of upsetting Taylor and probably upsetting Scott Turner as well. It had to be something that they weren't really foreseeing. For Terry McLaurin, I only had 4 catches, and he had a huge drop, which was actually pretty bad. Even though J.D. McKissick picked it up on the next play. Terry had four catches for 28. But yeah, for a guy like Taylor Heineke, man, where these teams, the Bills, the Saints, now the Chiefs, these perceivably superior teams that Taylor Heineke is running into, he's having his worst games. And hi, welcome to the chat. A guy, and first and foremost, everybody who's still coming through, 443. I'm gonna get back to Taylor before I lose my point. 443-242-4479. The number is right there for everybody to call in. I'm taking call-ins from start to finish. Call in whenever you like. Also, for those who are new and missed it, I am doing a giveaway next week for everybody who's supporters of the Trap or Dive podcast, the Trap or Dive live streams, Let Mual Tell It, all that stuff. We're doing a giveaway next week. So you would like to be there. You would need to be there for the post-game show. That's when I'll end up doing the giveaway for everybody who's been in here, showing support, showing love, man, giving back to all of you all who's been helping me out throughout this time. So numbers right there. You all can call in for those who are new. When you go up against those teams for Taylor Heineke and you see the performances that he's having, I think what you're seeing, not only it's reflective of, him and his skill set, but also reflective of the pedigree and where Scott Turner is from a coordinator standpoint, where maybe Ron Rivera is from a coaching standpoint. You get shut down by the Bills. You get shut down by the Saints. And I mean, I don't know how good you can really see yourself in terms of a starting quarterback. We kind of know where he is, right? He's limited. But I don't know where you see yourself by the time the end of this this bye or the bye week comes around. Now, as bad as he's playing in those games, the 3 that I mentioned, right? The specific 3 that I mentioned, those top tier upper echelon teams who has the pedigree, but also have the coaching and the coordinators and the discipline from the players to kind of be there. You kind of wonder how long can Taylor Heineke last under center before you start hearing significant rumblings of him being benched. Now, I'm not saying he deserves to be benched, because I don't think Kyle Allen can even do anything to keep the ship afloat heading up until Ryan Fitzpatrick's return. I don't think that's possible. I'm not necessarily certain that can happen. I think that the situation that Washington is in now, from the quarterback standpoint, is you just gotta hope and find a way to maintain the relevance from a divisional standpoint and a conference standpoint from a wild card seed. You gotta maintain hold that relevance until Ryan Fitzpatrick returns, because there is no doubt in anybody's head at this point, and there shouldn't be any doubt in anybody's head at this point, that this offense is getting sent back to Ryan Fitzpatrick once he's healthy and he's available. Taylor Heineke has done the best he could. The mobility aspect of him adding a new dynamic to the offense, it doesn't wear thin. It's always an additive. But at the same time, like our co-host AJ says, the league is, well, I mean, I said it too, so I ain't about to just give him credit. But the league has seen this before. So I'm going to continue. Hold on, we're going to take a call right quick and get back to Taylor Heineke. We may even talk about it right now, so hold on. Right, I think I know who this is, but in case I don't and I get it wrong, hello, who this?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Today
is like, where do we start?
Well, I can help you. Obviously, this is the point where you get things off your chest, big dog. But let's go ahead and start with the overall thought heading into this game. Because in the chat, I know you mentioned at halftime how you felt, and I want the people to know how you felt too. But let's start about where you was feeling heading into this game, and then how you came to text what you texted at halftime about you just knew something was going to happen. I'm gonna give you the floor right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me first start off with the whole Sean Taylor situation, man. Now, you know this. You know, we go way back. We was 14. It's crazy to think we was 14 when that man passed away tragically, right? That was literally the only Redskin jersey I've ever owned, bro. And I think the fact that Daniel Snyder tried to use his death as a distraction from everything that was going on, it was kind of like, damn, bro, like you've done a lot of grimy things. You've done a lot of things that are not appealing to your fans, are not appealing to the national media. But this to me was like the last straw, bro. Honestly. And I've never been so disappointed with my team. Never in my life, bro. It's kind of like you don't do that. And it's you don't do that to anyone. You know what I mean? First and foremost, before for you to do that to Sean Taylor, dog. I have no respect for Dan Snyder. And I don't have respect for the president for falling on the sword for him. Dog, like, it would have just been best if they just took it back. You know what I'm saying? Just, we're not going to retire. Because honestly, that's a game that I would have went to. Even if they lost, they was going to get. I expected them to lose today. But you know what I'm saying? Had it been announced 6 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, a few months ago that this was going to be the case, I really would have bought a ticket to that game today. And I never buy tickets anymore because the product on the field isn't worth going to see. Outside of that,
yep,
going into the game, I was skeptical about even watching it. I live in Baltimore, so I can't access. So I gotta jump through loops and bounds. So I went on Crackstream, you know, tried to find the game, and it was buffering for a little while. But I got it pulled up. In my mind, I'm like, okay, we gonna lose today. It don't matter. I don't care. And honestly, I'm at that point in the season. It's just like, good. This has always been my stance, and I think I've told you and Ryan that if you're gonna suck, I want you to suck bad. I want you to be 2-15.
You don't want it to be a mistake, like or any gray area in which you're like, well, there's arguments for both sides.
Yeah.
I got you.
No, I want them to suck, and that's what they are doing. It's just unfortunate that last year they gave us hope, kind of like they did in the first half. Like I said, I came into the game saying, hey, you know, we're going to lose anyway. I don't care. And then they come out, they get 3 turnovers, the D-line looked good, and then I'm reinvested. But deep down in my mind, I know this it's not going to sustain. You know what I mean? So,
well, yeah, see, and that's the thing. So, like, because the first half, we knew it. Montel, we forced 3 turnovers, and Washington has 13 points heading into the half. You forced 3 turnovers in one quarter, all in the second quarter, and you still find a way to only come up with 13 points against a defense who was struggling. Terrible overall, terrible on third downs, terrible in the red zone. Washington had 0 red zone trips this entire game. This entire game, man.
And to the fans that keep scrutinizing other fans about being bad fans, you are the bad fan for continuing to support or not voice your concern or frustration with what this team is putting on display week in, week out. Honestly, after this game, it's just like, I don't know how they're gonna address it. We need a quarterback, bro. Like, you can't win in this league without a trigger man, and we haven't had one since Kirk Cousins, dog. And it's like the Taylor Heineke's, the Alex Smiths, the Dwayne Haskins, those little projects, man. I don't know why Ryan. You mentioned before I called in that Ryan Fitzpatrick was gonna, get the keys back. It doesn't matter. He's not the answer.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not going to matter. It's more so. I just want to emphasize, because you're right. It doesn't matter, but I want to emphasize for everybody. I'm saying if they find a way to keep the ship afloat, by time he is ready and available, he comes back. But that is that is not beyond.
The ship will be something. Yeah, the ship is something. You're going to be 2-7 or 2 whenever he comes back. You're only going to have 2. We're not winning any more games for a few weeks. Just like, I don't know. I don't even know when the schedule lets up if it does at all. Again, I've stopped paying much attention. But you know what I mean? We're not winning.
No, we got the Chiefs. Obviously, we just lost. Then the Packers on the road and the Broncos on the road. The Broncos is probably going to be a defense that was even more greater. I don't even know. I butched the description, but it's even better than New Orleans Saints. So you got the Broncos in 2 weeks, and then you got a bye week, and then you come back against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, so that's perfect though, because we're going to be, what are we, 2-4? We'll be 2-7. That's perfect.
Oh Lord Jesus!
So it's just like, you're not wasting my time at this point. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just, let's lose. Let's lose as much as worse we can. I'm going for 2-15, and let's just see if we can get a quarterback in the draft. And since we're rebuilding, and everybody loves to say we rebuilding, then let's keep. We've been rebuilding since Sean T was here. So shit, let's keep doing it. Let's just keep going. Let's keep rebuilding. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see if things change next year.
Today's performance was no surprise. And honestly, it's redundant to keep talking about the defense and how bad they are.
Yeah.
It's just, dog, this is what we've come to expect from this team, man. And it's so unfortunate. It's what it is, man. Like, part of me wish I wasn't even a fan. To keep it real, but we here.
So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question right quick. Hey, so and Cole, hi, Brandon, everybody that's in the chat. Remember, this is a followers only chat. So for those who are here, I'm not forcing everybody to talk. I'm not forcing everybody to talk. But if you want to, contribute to the emotional side of things, this is a team that we root for. If you want to contribute, here's a question to everybody in the chat. Here's a question to Montel. Montel, I did a podcast. What's today? Sunday. I did a podcast Friday. And there was a question, a fan question who asked them something, and the question was as follows. I'm not gonna remember it verbatim, but this is essentially how it went. What is to stop me? This is the person asking the question. What is to stop me from entirely giving up on this team? I mean, everything that happened last week with the botched Sean Taylor stuff, the scandals with the investigation, the drama, Bruce Allen, the president's response, the fact that everybody just didn't know how much Sean Taylor meant to the fan base, all of these things. And he asked, what is to stop him from jumping off the ledge? Because he is tired of all of these things just resurfacing, and nothing on the field is masking the issues. And I told him that I'm not one to tell you to give up. I'm also not one to tell you to stick in there, because there's been plenty of people who's got rid of that toxicity and things like that. And it's helped their life tremendously. I'm going to you with this question, Montel. what the hell keeping you invested into the Washington football team? Why do you keep coming back? And what will, I mean, if you said it's the last straw, like what's weighing in your head right now about like how much time or willingness you're gonna give the energy that you do have for this team to him?
That's actually a great question, bro. And to be honest, I'm loyal to the team, but I'm not. I'm definitely not as passionate as I once was. It's like the feeling I had today. I'm just like, it's a nice Sunday, dog. They gonna
No
lose,
bullshit.
and I'm not, and I can't let that affect my Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on payroll. They're not paying me. You know what I'm saying? We invested in them. They're getting millions of dollars to suck this way. So as a fan, I mean, I watch the games because shit, I guess it helps pass time by on a Sunday. But honestly, it doesn't. It doesn't emotionally. I'm not as invested. I would say the beginning of the season much more. But like when you're this bad, that's why I like when they're this bad because I can just disconnect. But with I guess just my loyalty is keeping me around. I never want to be one of those fans to say, "Oh, now I'm a Ravens fan because I live in Baltimore." But no, I'm a Wizards fan. They've sucked forever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that part of me is just it's just a loyalty to the brand, I guess. But man, if people were jumping ship, I completely understand. We're the only fan base who one sticks around for our mob, and they do things that are disgusting, from ownership to coaches to players disrespecting the fans, and it's like y'all haven't done anything, but y'all expect us to continue to ride out for you. We get disrespected by our players openly, and then we get disrespected by other fans. Like, if you jump in ship, do you, bro? Like, don't worry. This is going to continue to go on as long as Dan Snyder owns this team, dog. So, and as we can see, that's not going to change. But hopefully, a quarterback comes in and maybe turns it around for us. But it's going to be a long year, and it's going to be probably another long year next year because I don't see an answer at quarterback that's going to fall in their lap. No one will want to come here. And I don't really see anybody in college that's maybe somebody will show up later in the year, but
Hey,
I don't
Corral,
see
bro, I
anybody in
love that
college.
dude. Oh, Miss. I don't know
Oh,
if you've
Miss
seen him yet.
quarterback, yeah, I've gotten a chance to see him play, but I mean, who knows, bro?
Who knows?
Will he fall to us? Will we suck bad enough to get him? No. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of team we are. We'll go 3-14, and someone else will be 2-15,
I mean,
and
shit. Detroit just got blued
we'll
out.
get another defensive lineman. We'll get a D tackle, and he'll come in and he'll suck, and that's just the way it goes.
Speaking of another defensive tackle, JP Finley just made this tweet that is not original. It's something that we've talked about, Montel. 5 straight years spending first round draft picks on defense, and they gave up 500 yards. Look, man, somebody told me things will get better before it's worse, and my exact response was, "Oh, we've been in that worst part for 10 years. When is it going to get better?
Yeah.
When is it going to get better?"
We've seen new rock bottoms here. We've seen new lows created, and again, to me, that's why I said it was just like, man, that was it for me. Like it made it so easy for me not to care. I'll be the game, bro. Honestly, that's where I was. It makes it that easy not to care when you, as an owner, you show me the type of person you are. Like I can't. I'm not investing in nothing. I'm not sending you no money. I'm not buying a 21 towel. I'm sorry, and that's my man. But I know Washington football. Somebody gonna eat off that. I can't. I'm not supporting nothing that man do, bro. He is an evil dude, bro. You played off my man, death, bro. You a sucker. Like, and if I ever seen him, and if he don't have security, I'm not gonna play.
Hey now. Hey now. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that on record.
But I just don't respect. I don't respect people like that, dog. Elite or not, I just don't respect.
I get it. He's an idiot, man. He's arrogant, so he doesn't think anybody can touch him. And right now, because of the money that he has, it's not. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying right now it hasn't happened. And until it does, bruh, we are prisoners under his captivity, man, and it's unfortunate. I feel
Yeah,
bad for the people who saw the actual the winning and what it was like, because then they got warped in some shit that should have never happened to begin with. But it is what it is, bro.
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir. Well, enjoy
All right.
your Sunday, man. I'm sitting here watching Dallas. Oh, I had a question for you in regards to the team, and I wanted to mention something. I think it's kind of hard to really judge Scott Turner because he hasn't had a trigger man. I've seen him call some really good games. I'm still not sold on him, but when you don't have a trigger man, it's hard. Also, one of the things that frustrates me, and I'm gonna let you do your thing. Why don't we line up? I'm watching Dallas, and I watch the Ravens, and I watch the Titans. Why don't we line up, you know what I'm saying, and let 24 come downhill? He's 230. Why we keep trying to run him out the shotgun? Why we don't come downhill? And then we have big old linemen. Flowers is 330. You know, he's 315, 320. Chase Roulier 312. Like, we have the O line to come downhill. Why we don't? I don't
Yeah,
know. But
it's a question, man. Scott Turner has his tendencies, and it's unfortunate. Like, it's hard to describe in terms of why we don't do it, but Scott Turner has his tendencies, man, and they're flawed. Like today, you said you don't think that he's doing that bad, because I mean, essentially, it kind of points to the fact that he needs a trigger man. But hey, Montel, the last few games that he was playing, they was coaching with Taylor Heineke. A lot of people had that perception. I'm not going to sit here and say that they were right or wrong. It's just a perception. They had that perception that Taylor Heineke could be it, the way he was performing under Scott Turner. So it all depends on the highs and lows. And apparently at this point, Heineke is slowing down. Like, that fire that he started off with is sizzling out. He's down to his last coal. And that thing is going cold quickly. So
yeah,
I think it's a culmination of things, but also the fact that Scott Turner really just doesn't really value the single back look, or even a I form look with a tight end, a H back, or even a traditional fullback. So it's unfortunate, but you got a point. Like, he doesn't really see that many lead blockers. He has to make plays a lot from the shotgun, and it's unfortunate.
well, good luck to you. Know what I'm saying. Keep grinding. I'm gonna continue listening to your shows, bro. You already know great content, so
Absolutely, bro.
I'm gonna tap in whenever I can, brother.
All right, enjoy your Sunday, Montel, and just don't. Well, I already know I ain't got to worry about you. Don't let that. Yeah, this shit ain't about to dwell on you for the longest. You about to laugh it
Oh
off
no,
and
no.
watch the rest of these games, bro. You be safe, big dog.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. All right. That's my boy Montel, man. I'm gonna give y'all the number again if y'all want to call in 443-242-4479. The floor is you all's. And there we go. So as we do this, I'm going to catch up on some coaches speak. This is through John Keim. I'm going to read some things that he's mentioned. So he started off, again, these aren't full quotes. I don't really get the transcripts until like the morning of the following Monday, or maybe Sunday evening, but they take forever. So I'm just reading tweets until I can get some official quotes, full quotes. So anyway, Keim mentioned that Rivera said that they wasted too many opportunities in the first half. It was a tale of two halves. The second one was not good. He didn't like how they responded to adversity. Okay, so we have another caller. Let me go ahead and answer that for a second. So we're good. Hold on 1 second, call. I'm gonna just read through a couple more quotes. So we have, where is the second one at? He said, "Oh Lord." Also, it was just Keim's. I will worry about the quotes later. Hello, who's this?
What's good? It's Brandon.
Oh, there you go, the big dog, Brandon. How you feeling, man?
Good.
That's
Dude,
good, man.
the joke.
Appreciate you calling in, man. So I'm gonna give the floor to you. I guess I'll start off with a pointed, give you direction, help you out, to get some things off your chest. But heading into this game, let's see where your head was at heading into the game against the Chiefs, but also your interpretation of how they played as the game went along.
I mean, I expected them to get embarrassed. So, I mean, the second quarter was what our defense was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the game was what our defense really was.
Hey, they said a tale of two halves, man. That second quarter was interesting in the sense that, like, when you look at how Washington played from that spot, like, I lie to you not, and this is kind of crazy, everybody. We talk about a team. Like for me, I don't know if y'all everybody plays sports, but like I'm quick to yell out straps when somebody's strapping or put the seatbelts on somebody and things like that. I lie to you not. My first time ever tweeting out straps or the defense is strapping was 6 weeks into the season. Like I thought the defense was actually playing really good against the Chiefs in that second quarter. More importantly, that first quarter, like I said earlier in the stream, they were giving up a lot of yards. Kansas City only scored 7 points. Unfortunate for them. I mean, they ended up winning 31-13, but they was giving up a lot of yards. Washington defense was, but in second quarter they settled in, forced 3 turnovers, and then second half, like Ron Rivera said, they didn't respond to adversity. Their backs was against the wall. They knew it. They were facing a juggernaut, and I feel like they tensed up, man. So Brandon, your interpretation of, I mean, obviously you know where you are. I guess I should say, instead of your interpretation, your outlook for the team. I don't want everybody to feel like this is a situation where we didn't anticipate Washington losing, right? We kind of figured, a lot of people kind of figured that Washington would have a hard shot against a two-time, a repeat AFC title team. Like they made it out the AFC twice. And I'm not giving Washington excuses. I just want everybody to know, like, this was a game in which we saw that there was two different structures, 2 different levels, 2 different tiers of teams, Brandon. What is your take or your opinion of where the team is now from an overall standpoint? Is this something where you kind of anticipated the type of team, like the setback or drawback from 2020, or is this something where like everything that's going on right now, I'm talking about on the field, I mean, you could talk about off the field if you would like, but on the field, is this something that has caught you completely by surprise on both sides of the ball?
I'm not surprised about offense. Defense, yeah. I mean, you go out, spend money on Will Jack. He's been abysmal. Landon, is also abysmal. Your first-round linebacker is even on the field half the time. There's just a lot of things wrong with this team that you do not see with other teams. And for a team to have a DEA raid like a week ago, and it feels like months ago, that's just astonishing.
It really did feel like a month ago. So much has taken place since the raid, which was 2 Fridays ago. And then you walk into next week, which is last week now, the Sean Taylor news. Brandon, if I'm not, it may have been somebody else that was in the chat, but was it you? Did you mention that you would have loved to come to the game, or was that my buddy, what's his name, Jarian? Was that you who said you would love to come to the game if you had knew, or was that somebody else?
I think it might have been someone else.
Okay.
I said the only reason I watched this game was because it was the Sean Taylor game. But
okay, all right. So I did remember Sean. Okay.
Yeah. His jersey retirement was just a PR move.
If you had knew over the summer let me just put it this way: if you had knew in advance, would you have been one of those who would have? Because I know you're not in Maryland, or in the DMV at this point. Would you have been one of the few who took that trip and planned it to come down today? Or is this something that you wouldn't do? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I told people last week, it's like, bro, I don't, as much as I love Sean Taylor, I still wasn't going to the game. I just felt bad for the people who wanted to go and didn't have no notice. So were you one of those people who would have attended if they had that opportunity to make plans?
Yeah. 100%.
100%. Yeah, man.
Sure, you're playing to honor him during the alumni game, but that was months ago. You're just now playing to retire his jersey. Come on now.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough for a lot of people, but I guess we're in a space, especially like I said pregame, man. It's nothing we could do at this point. It was a lot. It meant a lot, for the family of Sean Taylor to have these things done for him. Obviously, his daughter, like I saw his daughter on
Yes,
Twitter,
that
I
was
believe. She
emotional.
was very emotional and very like in a good way, just very emotional about the tribute that was done for Sean. And like I'm happy for the family and happy that they were able to see a team, the team that he played for, respect him, and the fans respect him who were able to attend, the, respect him in such the manner that they do. So it's good for the family, but understanding that this just wasn't the best way it could have been done. You could have had more people there to show their gratitude and appreciation of the guy who gave his heart and soul for Washington every single time he stepped on the field. All right, so Brandon, one more thing before you get up out of here, I do want to know your opinion on because obviously you said you did not see this coming from the defensive side of the football. When you're talking about Ron Rivera or even the team in general, we talked about the outlook of or your surprises to this point in this season. But are you in a good stance with Rivera? Is it something where you would like to see play out a whole nother season or two to see if you can kind of gauge where his direction is or what he wants to put a stamp on for this team in terms of identities?
It's hard to build it. See, after the first year, it's really hard to judge him now. If he was terrible in his first year, but going 7-9, but now your team has regressed majorly, I give Rivera another year. But as of right now, his team just looks like Carolina without Cam.
Oh Lord, that is quite the pinpoint accuracy in terms of descriptions. Carolina
And
without
his
Cam.
situational awareness is terrible.
Yeah.
He's got 4 clock management.
4 o'clock management. A lot of excuse making, like leading up to this week. Everybody, remember we said it on stream. For those who remember, like the guy has said that he was one or two plays away against the New Orleans Saints in that game. And that's kind of what defined the outcome on both sides of the football. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kansas City Chiefs came in here and you all had a 3-point lead, regardless of the context of the game, in terms of how many missed opportunities the Chiefs had or Washington. You had a 3-point lead heading into the half. And it could have been more. But not only could have been more, you were in the game. There was no reason for you to kind of check out on one side of the ball, the side of the ball that was really playing well. And that's kind of or that was playing well in the second quarter. Like you were playing well in the second quarter, forcing 3 turnovers, and all of a sudden you check out because you were just. I feel like that side of the ball was just waiting and waiting for that moment for Pat Mahomes to step up so they can just say, "Thank God, take over this game because I don't know if we can really do it." And we would rather you play well versus us just saying we can't do it or we're getting cooked. Like they wanted Pat Mahomes and company to take over, and they sure as shit did. They sure as shit did.
For what? Over 380 with 2 picks.
Yeah, Pat had 397, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He had his scores in the second quarter. I mean, second half. So that's kind of where he was at, man. So yeah.
To make it even worse, I've never watched a team run a 4-minute passing drill to end the game.
It ain't much. Look, it ain't much. It's hard. It's hard to talk about, right? But when you're going,
but in hindsight, it's really funny to watch.
Yeah, it is, man. They
team
for sure. Hey Brandon, appreciate you checking in, man. Don't let these boys hold you down too long. It's a good Sunday, man. It's good football on for the 4 o'clock slates. Make sure that you come back. You know what I'm saying? If you ever want to get things off your chest, bro, we are here every post game, my man. Appreciate you checking in, big dog.
Have a good one, bro.
Hey, same to you. All right. So, what's going on, Jerry? And I hope all is well with you. Taylor Heineke isn't it, Jarian said. He also mentioned pregame local radio was all on Sorensen. Then the change to Thornhill was in Washington's favor. And then mentioning, was it just me or was there some scared play call in this game? Yes, I think it was. Yes, I think there was some scared play calling. I don't think it was just you. Let me go ahead and put the number back in the chat for those who are just checking in. 443-242-4479. I'll take one or two more calls. There's still some people in here, man. And just a reminder as well. We are giving back, man, to everybody who's been showing love and been around for the stream, showing support, subscribing, things like that. The regulars showing support. We're giving away post game next week. All right, post game next week. We done one giveaway in the preseason. That's when everybody was hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thought we had something with this team. We're still here. Trapper Dive is still here. I asked the question early on. To my boy Montel, like, you know, what's to stop people from jumping off the ledge? Don't take these things. Let me go ahead and answer this one. Don't take these comments or me asking these questions in the sense of somebody who, like me, is giving up. Like, I do feel a type of way about this team, and it's not positive, right? And it's not the optimistic viewpoint, things like that. I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to call everything like I see it. But at the same time, if I'm here each and every day, if I'm recording these shows, I'm still invested in some type of way. So understand that we are all here. We have something to do. Y'all are here. Y'all are trying to figure out what the hell is going on. We're all talking about it, all trying to wonder what the hell is going on. So with that being said, we do have a caller in here. Hello, who is this?
This Cole. What's up, man?
Big dog. What's going on, Cole? How you feeling, bro?
Hey, man. You know, just this is what we're comfortable with. This is what we know, right? Last year was the back half of last year was weird, right? Because like things were going well. This is what we're comfortable with right here. So I feel like a sense of familiarity right here. Just being not even having a chance week to week. It's just I don't know, man. But I like calling here because I get to vent, so it's great.
Absolutely, man. Like, so I'm gonna ask you some questions to get you started, but yeah, it's just like it's not easy. It's not easy, man. And when we're in that situation from a week to week standpoint, where you kind of 6 weeks in, now we're going into 7 weeks, right, Cole? You kind of know where your team is from an overall standpoint. Like, you know, they're fighting on a week to week basis, but you know that their fights are also embellished or encompasses so much dysfunction, miscommunications, breakdowns, an offense who is heckle and hide, whatever the hell that term is. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. All these things, like, it just encompasses so much, but while they're trying, it's just not enough, and it just makes for not a good team. So, Cole, to you, I'm gonna ask you. I guess I'll ask you the same questions that I asked Brandon and Montel. What was your thoughts heading to the game, but also as the game rolled along, where was this team taking you from a mental standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, like this past week, I think basically, so like in 2006, that was the year after we won the division, and you know we were all excited. Oh, won the division. You came back 2006, and we were like 4-12, whatever. 2009 was after that Jim Zorn year in 2008. Really, we were like, all right, okay, cool. And then 2009, disaster. 2012, everything's great. And then 2013, big expectations, disaster. And it kind of just seems like that's just what happens here. And, you know, those seasons, I would always think, man, there's like no way like things can ever be as bad as it is right now. But every time I say that, and within a couple years, we're right back in that spot. And I tweet some of the beat reporters. I'm like, y'all are doing too much work. Honestly, if it was me, I would just try to take an old column from like 2013, just control F some names. So instead of talking about like Robert Griffin or Alvin Morris, just paste in Heineke, whatever. Keep the story the same. It's literally the same thing that we've been watching for 30 years. And you know, I was very excited going into this game. By this point, I mean my illusions on the season are done, right? I mean, going to this game, I thought it was going to be a slaughter, and the second half pretty much was. Like yes. Kansas City, like I think Kevin Sheehan made it. He said it this week. He was like, they look bored coming into this game. That's what it was. Like the first half, like Mahomes was out there just throwing the ball wherever, getting sacked, just throwing the ball, having a good time, just playing games. like not even taking the game seriously. In the second half, they're like, "Oh, right, yeah, we do probably need to win a game, right?"
So
like,
we go ahead
need to at
and
least
do
get back
a
to 500.
21 nothing skunk on these boys. Get up out of here so
Yeah,
we can go ahead and get ready for the next week.
I'm about to say, like, and it's just, no one expected to win this game, but I think, as I've said before on here, I don't think I can just watch games and just look at it in the vacuum and, oh, this game, all I care about this game. You have to look at the whole story. You have to look through the totality of Ron Rivera's, reign as coach, the new regime, all that, and this is they were 7-9 last year, and like 2-4 now. That's a pretty good, we're a pretty good sample size now, and I mean, really, what's changed? Honestly, again, we had a shitty defense when Joe Barry was the defensive coordinator or Minuski. That's why people would sit there and talk about, oh, fire this guy. Like, I'm just tired of having that conversation. It's just like, I'm just tired of talking about this stuff. And honestly, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, we can get into the minute detail and argue about this coach, this player, or whatever. At this point, all you can do is just sit there and say, this is from the very top down. Like, when you have an owner like Dan Snyder and the culture he creates, you can bring anybody in here. And after a while, they're going to get infected by that Ashburn syndrome that JP and them talk about. Ron Rivera is a good man. I think he's a really good dude. I like Coach Rivera. But you come here, bro, and you just leave with stink on you. Same with Jack Del Rio. Same with Jason Wright. The minute you take a check from here, it's like the minute you take a check from here, it's just like whatever football knowledge, football smarts, business smarts, it's like it gets beaten out of you over time, and then you become an Ashburn drone. You're just sitting there collecting a check.
So here's I think the difference though. Here's the difference with Ron Rivera though this time around, because you brought up some good points and you're talking about the stink. Now I think the stink applies to a guy like Jason Wright, given what he did this week. And for those who missed it, I don't remember when I said it, maybe Thursday. I had said that I had personally felt, Cole, that Jason Wright fell on the sword. I don't think he was really truly behind the decision to retire the jersey. Albeit they claim that it was a surprise. I think he fell on the sword for somebody, but not only did he fall on the sword, he went out there and told people he had no realization that so many people wanted to be there for Sean Taylor. That's the first thing. I think that he can come out stinky if he doesn't somehow happen to be a long-term guy. But secondly, Ron Rivera, to what you're saying, I don't think it'll have anything to do with the organization itself. I think what'll happen with Ron Rivera, based on the way he's coaching, based on the way his teams are playing right now, and based on how they played last year, Cole, they started off 1-5 last year. Based on how his teams have been playing, the only thing that comes out stinky with Ron Rivera is his resume and also the pedigree of coach that he is. If something doesn't work out with Ron Rivera, it'll be because of him and himself. He wanted a coach-centric environment. Dan Snyder wanted a coach-centric environment. If anything comes out bad or dirty on Ron Rivera, it is all on him. It has nothing to do with the organization because he is failing on his side of the bargain. And that's winning, and that's looking competent in week to week. Cole, remember, a lot of people, and I'm sure you're in this same boat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people said, Brad, just compete on a week-to-week basis. We're not asking to go 16-17-0. Look competent. No. And they're not even doing that part. So anything that fails on Ron Rivera's side, it is on him.
Yes. Yeah, no. I totally agree with that. My point is just, it's like you look around in sports and there's always like organizations like the Knicks and like in hockey, there's like the Coyotes and stuff. And there's like the Lions. Like when ownership is just shitty, and it doesn't have to just be football. It can just be anything, right? You read about companies that have failed, like Enron and General Electric, who just do bad jobs. It's from the top down. So I definitely think Ron Rivera you watched the game today. He was pretty cowardly today. But in general, I just don't think we're ever starting from a good base, right? Because again, I'm looking at this thing as like a 30-year project, and there's just one constant. Like, and then this year, I was actually trying to be a good fan. I hate being this guy who sits there and just rants and raves. I was trying to be a good fan. I bought tickets for week 1. I was excited. Ron, we trust. And then as soon as you just soon as you believe, it's just we're right back where we started a couple years ago, and it's like we're not even competing. We didn't have a hope of really winning that game, right? I mean, today's game. If you want to talk about today's game, the biggest play was that third and short, whatever. We were in their territory, and Heineke just misses that pass. He completes the pass to what's his name, Adam Humphries, but it's just a bad pass on the line. They get tackled, and then Ron doesn't go for it, and then Hopkins misses the field goal. When you're a bad team, that's what bad teams do. And, like, I don't know if he thought the defense was going to somehow play 4 quarters against the Chiefs. And that's what he said in his press conference. Like, oh, defense is playing well. Well, in that case, Ron, I think it might be a lost cause if you think the defense is going to stop them for 4 quarters.
Hey, how many times he going to keep coming out with excuses, bro? Like he does it all the time, like defending these guys. Yeah. He just has to understand that is – if they're playing good, how did they put up 500 yards? They put up 500 yards on that defense that's playing good.
Yeah. He does that coach speak stuff, and I get it. Like, he's trying to be, he's trying to take care of his guys, right? Because honestly, I think deep down, he realizes that basically almost all the player acquisition this past offseason was a failure. Like, I think he realizes that, but he's a player's coach, so he's not trying to just come out and say, damn, these guys suck. Right, he's trying. We can do better, and he's just trying to take care of guys. I understand that. You don't want to be an asshole and say this guy sucks, that guy sucks. But again, like, you look at our draft class. I think Cosby's gonna be a really good player. Maybe St. Juice will be good eventually. But outside of that, man, I mean, it's not looking good. We took a long snapper, wasted a pick. I mean, I'm sure Cameron Cheeseman is very good at snapping the ball, but it's not really important thing, to be honest with you. So we just wasted a pick knowing that. So. Whatever. Free agency, I mean, is a complete disaster. We just lit money on fire, gave it to William Jackson, and
and a guy who can't even step on the field, Curtis Samuel, and played 30 snaps.
Curtis Samuel, that guy's he's a sideline model. He just sits there and just models the new collections. Like Intercept for Cure for Cancer. He's out there modeling those little nice little hoodies and sweats on the sidelines. He don't play football. He just sits there and models.
He's gonna take them Instagram pics before the game starts and be like, all right, it's time to lock in.
Yeah. How much does that hoodie cost? $80. All right, cool. It looks good on Curtis, so I'll probably buy one too.
Lord Jesus, bro.
I appreciate that you do this though, because it gives me a chance to vent. I really do. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, bro. Hey, like I told the stream, man, I just appreciate everybody checking in, man, and I appreciate showing the love, showing the support. I'm gonna stay around. I'm not going nowhere, bro. We gotta get this shit together one way or another. And if I gotta help for people to get things off their chest, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it's gonna be tough, right? I mean, like, we get to November, man, like.
Hey, I might have one viewer at that point. Motherfuckers talking about, man, the hell with this shit, bro. I'm about to go golf. I'm about to go do something. I'm about to play basketball, play football, or some shit. I don't know. They ain't about to be here.
I'm about to say, man, it's gonna be tough. I'll be right there in the comments, sitting there complaining. Just be honest.
Let me get Ron on the phone. Let me tell him, bro, if y'all don't play good, I'm not about to have no viewers, bro.
About to say, help a man out here, man. Jeez.
All right, no bullshit. Hey, but listen, Cole, we're gonna get up out of here, wrap this show up. Appreciate you checking in, bro. Enjoy your Sunday, man. Do what you gotta do. Drink, smoke. Yep. I don't know what you do. Eat good. I don't know. Watch the games, man. Enjoy yourself. And take care, bro. I'll holler at you next time, big dog.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, no problem, bro. Oh man, hey, no bullshit. The fan base therapist, bro. I don't know if that feels good. Is that a good? I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it. All right. So listen, everybody, we want to go ahead and wrap up, bro. It's not much else to say post game, bro. We said what we had to say from a fan's perspective. And then see, hey, Brandon, you hit, bro. You know what you got to do. We said we had to say from a fan base perspective. Not too much information that comes out immediately after the game. So obviously that's what the aftermath shows are for on Mondays. So tomorrow I will be back 7 p.m. Eastern, same style. Aftermath, wrapping up the Chiefs game, but also having some call-ins for those who want to call in, man. We are here. I am here. Tuesday, it is not set in stone. All right? It's not set in stone, but we will probably have another film breakdown. And then once it's confirmed, I'll put it out there, hopefully by tomorrow. Hopefully we know by tomorrow's show that we'll have another film breakdown. Y'all are going to love this one. We're going to figure out if we're going to do the offense or defense side. So once it's confirmed, you all will know. If it's not confirmed, or if we have to push the date back, just stay tuned because it'll happen again. It will happen. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all checking in. Again, appreciate the support, all that good stuff. Y'all be safe. Enjoy y'all Sunday. Peace.
Whole hard in the trenches. Ask a nigga what he benching. Triple digits, nigga. Don't forget to mention. Whole hard in the